Hello everyone, my name is Rama Anggita, and now I'm going to share you about my reflection on intercultural communication. Based on a Korean language course I took on Coursera called First Step to Korean Language, this course was not only about learning the language but also about understanding Korean culture through the lens of intercultural competence. The first one is attitude dimension. Let me start with this dimension first. The course introduced Korean greetings, custom, and the use of formal and informal language. One key takeaway for me was how central politeness and hierarchy are in Korean communication. The analysis part showed how this helped me develop a respectful and non-judgmental view of Korean culture. I learned to appreciate differences in social norms, especially how age and status influence everyday conversation. And the next dimension is knowledge. I learned to read and write Hangul, use essential vocabulary, and understand topics like family structure, jobs, birthday, and how to ask someone's age. These are all closely tied to Korean identity and social roles. From a cultural perspective, I gain insight into Korean values, especially the age-based hierarchy and the use of honorifics. This made me realize that language is not just about grammar and vocabulary, but it reflects a society's worldwide view. The next is interpreting and relating. I practice dialogues that help me interpret meaning based on context, especially when using formal or informal language. So the course also encouraged comparisons between Korean customs and our own backgrounds. I was able to relate what I learned to my own culture, though I felt there was still room to reflect more deeply on my own values. Overall, this helped me see the unspoken meanings behind Korean communication styles. And then there are skill of discovery and interaction. I did speaking and listening activities that simulated real-life situations like greetings or self-introduction. This encouraged me to actively use Korean in practical contexts, and it was empowering to try out new expressions, and I felt more confident speaking respectfully. But however, I think the course could further improve by encouraging more cultural exploration beyond language exercise. The fifth component is critical cultural awareness. The course explained cultural practice like the importance of formality and hierarchy in Korean society, but it didn't go very deep into critical reflection. Still, I became more aware of how much culture shapes language and daily life in Korea. I now understand why age and job are often asked early in conversation, not out of curiosity but as part of social etiquette. Personally, this course made me more open-minded. I learned that being respectful in Korean means carefully choosing the right speech level. It also helped me understand how language reflects cultural priorities like harmony and respect. For example, family terms and honorific are not just grammar rules. They show care and hierarchy. This helped me see language learning as cultural learning, not just memorization. And now, applying Gibbs reflective cycle. I felt excited but nervous at first. Hangul surprised me, it's very systematic, which boosts my confidence actually. Sometimes I was overwhelmed by the cultural differences, but gradually I felt proud, especially when I understood praise in K-dramas. The course was well structured and interactive. I enjoyed the speaking and listening parts, but sometimes I wish for more real-life practice and feedback. And from this experience, I realized that formality and language are deeply tied to the culture. That awareness made me more respectful not only of Korean culture but of other cultures too. And in the future, I plan to study more consistently and speak with native speakers. I actually play online games like Black Desert and Rise of Kingdoms, which have many Korean players. I've even used Korean in those settings for language exchange. The Korean language course helped me improve both my language skills and my intercultural understanding. I learned how Korean culture values politeness, respect, and social hierarchy, especially through formal and informal speech. And I became more aware of how language reflects cultural values and how important it is to communicate appropriately in different cultural contexts. The course also encouraged me to interact in real life situations and reflect on my own cultural norms. Overall, it was a meaningful experience that helped me grow as both a language learner and a more culturally aware individual. To conclude, this Korean course helped me grow both linguistically and culturally. I developed intercultural awareness, practical skill, and greater respect for cultural differences. Thank you for listening.